And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be doing the rank 3 quest for the Ixali Beast Tribe. So I've now hit a point where I've got the maximum reputation for rank 2, and we can now accept a new quest from Tataramu to then progress on to rank 3. And remember that for the Ixali there are 7 ranks, whereas for all the other beast tribes there's only 4, but there's 7 for the Ixali, so that's why this is happening so quickly. So anyway, the quest is called The Boy from Gridania. So it says, Tataramu has encountered a bump in the road towards completing the Dazul Kulan, which is the name of the airship we're making for the Ixali. It says the crafting portion of this quest is recommended. Let's accept. So ho there, Mithrie. Construction of the airship proceeds apace. Our beastman colleagues have even agreed to implement several of my proposals. However inadvertently it was, I must thank you for introducing me to this opportunity. That I should have the chance to contribute to such a revolutionary project, it is exactly the sort of thing I dreamed of as I pored over the countless tomes on aeronautic principle and design. There is, however, one small issue that has arisen to thwart us. In order to properly integrate my innovations, we require certain materials to build a custom engine jointing component, materials that are notoriously difficult to procure. I had hoped it would not come to this, but I must call upon the aid of an acquaintance of mine. Mithrie, would you be so kind as to deliver this letter to a gentleman by the name of Coulson? I am certain that he will agree to prepare the materials and keep the entire matter discreet. Now, Coulson is often out and about on company business, but speak with Hida at the airship ticket counter in Gridania, and she will point you towards his latest appointment. My apologies, Mithrie, I do not mean to treat you as a lackey, but I prefer to avoid the city for the time being. Okay, so we need to go to the ticket counter in Gridania, so let's return to Gridania because it's my home point. For the regular viewers on my channel, one thing to note that is coming up next, or should be today, or on the day of filming, is the 14-hour live stream for the anniversary. So the anniversary is still not for another 3 or 4 days, but still, they're getting ready to do a very, very long live stream today. It will all be in Japanese, however, so we'll see if there's anyone who can translate. But yeah, so anyway, here is Hida. So it says, welcome to the airship landing. I'm sorry, was there aught else I might help you with, miss? You wish to meet with advisor Coulson, delivering a letter from Tataramu, you say? Surely you don't mean Master Tataramu? You've seen him. Is he hale and unharmed? You must take yourself directly to Quiver's Hold. Chancelop will wish to speak with you in person. You will find Advisor Coulson there as well, assisting with the investigation. Swiftly now, miss. Okay, so we need to go to Chancelop, who is... okay, right there. So what I'll do is I'll use the A for right shard to teleport straight to the Archer Guild. And one thing to remember as well, that once the Ixali Beast Tribe is finished and we have the maximum rank, then a whole series of other quests are going to unlock for all of the Beast Tribes, which will be almost like a final goodbye to all the Beast Tribes. And we'll get extra new minions for it as well. So anyway, here is Chancelop. So it says, I'm sorry, miss, but I cannot assist you at this time. The God's Quiver is fully engaged with investigating an important case. Every resource at our disposal has been allocated towards locating Chairman Tatubaru's missing son. Even now, the Chairman Chief Aide, Advisor Coulson, awaits within Quiver's Hold, no doubt eager to berate the first bow for our lack of progress. Coulson is the person you've come to see? Then I must ask you to mind your words. I can't have you agonizing the esteemed representative of Highwind Skyways. Okay, so let's go in. Here is Coulson. So, yes, I am Coulson, but this is hardly the time for, a letter for me? Let's have it then, miss. Time is of the essence, you know, especially at my age. So let's hand it over. It says Tataramu's letter. A letter from Tataramu addressed to Coulson. So, great gods, this is signed by Master Tataramu. How came you by this document? Is the young master well? What's that you say? Ensconced in the company of Ixali? Then we've not a moment to lose. Should it cost me my very life, I shall see him freed from their ravenous clutches. We'll need to form a rescue party. Yes, the finest God's Quiver marksmen, reinforced by a small army of Skyway retainers. Be brave, Master Tataramu. Those beastmen will soon rue the day they dared lay talons on my young charge. And then... So I won't say just calm down. So let's say Tataramu is fine. This is no longer concerns you, young miss. We must immediately... Wait, what? Do you mean to say that Tataramu is safe? He is there on his own free will, building an airship with the Ixali? Wait. Perhaps we must needs begin afresh. As you are obviously aware, my name is Coulson, and I am the Chief Technical Advisor for High Wind Skyways and aide to Chairman Tataramu. Pleased to make your acquaintance. What you may not have known is that the man who asked you to deliver this letter is the chairman's only son, and the sole successor to the vertical airship empire. Some few days ago, Master Tataramu accompanied me here to Gridania as part of his continuing education on company practices. Much to my surprise and alarum, however, the young master suddenly disappeared from under my very nose. Well, I was naturally beset by all manner of horrible imaginings, with no ransom demand or other clue to his whereabouts. I had no choice but to task the God's Quiver with turning the entire city upside down. Suffice to say, your news has lifted a terrible weight from my old shoulders. I know not how I would have faced the boy's father had events unfolded otherwise. And yet the contents of this letter still managed to vex me. Dear Coulson, enclosed is a list of materials I would have you prepare for my companion. I require them for a most exciting project. Fond regards, Tataramu. Not one word of apology or even the slightest hint of contrition. My lectures on the privilege and responsibility of position appear to have fallen on deaf ears. And as for this list, I'm assuming that these materials are for some manner of high quality jointing component, a leather bound frame to absorb engine vibration, yes? I am sorely tempted to refuse this impertinent request, considering the trouble the young master has caused, but I am also intrigued. Here, take this promissory note and hand it to the supervisor of the Folgot Float crafting facility. She will provide you with everything you require to craft Tataramu's component. Though I yet harbour some concerns, I will trust that Master Tataramu is content to work alongside these Ixali for now. Okay, so let's teleport to Folgot Float. Now, some people have mentioned on my YouTube channel that some people don't like the reading out of quest text and they prefer to get straight to the point, but remember that this channel is my experience of the game. I do it this way. And if you want to do it as quickly as possible, then just click through all the quest text and do it quickly. I mean, there's nothing to stop you doing that. But I enjoy every minute of this game, reading it out and seeing what's happening in the story. So here is Hildyard. She says, "Hello again, adventurer. Come now, I can hardly hear you." I said, "Hello again." So here's a promissory note. It says, "A slip of parchment signed by Coulson and agreed upon the payment of said price of materials purchased." So, oh my, this note has the seal of High Wind Skyways, though I suppose it only stands to reason. There are few other organisations that could afford the items you're requesting. Here you are then, everything is in order for you to begin crafting. Okay, so I need to make a high quality engine jointing component. So that's the engine jointing component, here it is. So let's synthesize. So, same rotation as before. Done. Now, obviously, this is probably unrealistic representation of what this quest is like, given that I am a master of all crafts. But yeah, so what you would then do is get that component to high quality so you can turn it in. If you fail, then you can talk to Hildyard again in order to request the material again so you can try again. I mean, at this point in the game, I'm a master crafter. I'm also starting to become a master desympher as well, given I've already got one of the classes to 100. So it's just a matter of time before I will be at the cap of crafting and desynthing in this game, until they add more content. Now, one thing I would advise is that you do the minimum number of beast tribes required in order to get the reputation to the max. So for example, today, to get to 360 out of 360, I only did 2 of the beast tribe quests because that's all I needed. So I'm always keep in mind how much you need to finish the rank, and it will mean that I have enough allowances to do the new ones that will unlock for rank 3. So here's Tataramu. It says, Mithrie, you were gone so long, I was beginning to worry. Were you able to deliver my letter to Coulson? Let's hand over the engine jointing component. It says a component to be used in creating the Dazul Kulan's engine jointing. So yes, this is exactly what I had in mind. Jointing components like this one are almost impossible to obtain without the clout of a company like Highwind Skyways behind you. But with this expertly crafted component now in hand, we should have no trouble integrating my improved engine housing into the Dazul Kulan. I can already feel the bracing chill of wind on my face, hear the cries of the birds, see the folk below rushing about like tiny... pray excuse my little flights of fancy, terrible habits of mine. So Mithrie, I suppose you heard from old Coulson, who I really am then. Yes, it's true. My father is the chairman of Highwind Skyways, the expansive airship service that links the great cities of Eorzea. Destined as I am to one day take the company's helm, people everywhere seek to curry my favour as they would some merchant prince. A pity then that my royal status does not excuse me from an unrelenting procession of dreary lessons at home. I am forced to study mercantile practices, business strategies, all that I might maximize the profits of airship travel. But I have not the slightest interest in making coin. I've had enough of ledgers and lectures. Thus was I so reluctant to leave this little sanctuary. I want to design airships, not to manage a fleet of them. I want to be valued not for my station or my purse, but for the skills I have laboured to acquire. Mayhap you hear naught but the whining of a spoilt child, yet I swear to you, I would renounce my inheritance in a twinkling if I could. Oh, for the birds of the wondrous airship to carry me further, faster and higher than ever before. That is my dream, that and naught else. Well said that was. And mean nothing to us, Tataramu's wealth does. Better off smelting down coins and make nails, Cecil thinks. Thank you, Cecil. Seize this passion and let it sustain you, you must. Construction of Dazul Kulan will take all of Tataramu has and more. Chosen an easy path Tataramu has not. No, not easy, but always fair master crafting is. Great reward for great effort. Launch our vessel upon sea of clouds we shall. Launch it towards gates of Ayatalan. Ready to fly is Tataramu, yes? Yes, sir. That's complete. So now, rank 3, so I've reached friendly. So it says you have reached friendly reputation with the XCAT 9. New Beast Tribe daily quests are now available from Rosal Catlan the Prudent. Rosal Catlan the Prudent at Etcat. Further, you now have access to wider selections from the Etcat 9 vendor. Nice. So you can see it slowly growing. So thanks to your diligent efforts, the engine housing has now been integrated into Dazzle Cooling's tail assembly. Continue assisting Etcat 9 to see the airship hybrid reach completion. And there we have the achievement, bird is a word number 2. So if we look at the reputation, now it says friendly. And we need 510 to get to the next rank. So here is Rosal Catland the Prudent. So the next quest, Hot Cross Buns. It says Rosal Cat the Prudent requires the aid of a skilled disciple of hand in tackling a particular sticky wicket. And that will get 50 rep for these quests. So let's accept. So the Dazukulam ballast she needs. Find ballast to see her back to land. Find ballast to see her back to sea. Find ballast held in bladders of cloth and leather. Keep ballast from seeping through hull. They shall. Materials for components I have not. Materials for components purchased by Tani Tataramu they were. From a featherless peddler at the observatorium they were. Awaiting your arrival, peddling Nuka is. Once in hand, crafting components you must. Require much care in crafting, do such things. Proper equipment one must have, yet proper equipment have you not. Such equipment, though close it does lie. At the observatorium it does lie, watched over by featherless ones such as you. Temptalon, a man most corrupt, yet a man most bubbling. To expose his wrongdoings are, help hide his trickery you must, help cover his featherless arse you must, cover with beard of croc, beard of skyfire croc, with shearing knife, yours it shall be. Cover his arse and facilities, yours they shall be. Fail and gone they shall be. Okay. Materials he must inspect, approval he must give, appearances we must keep. So this guy talks in riddles, basically. So the next quest called Simply the Biased. So Rosal Catland the Prudent requests the aid of a disciple of hand, and according to the faction not counter, you are the only featherless one he trusts with the task. So featherless one, your hands they are soft, you must rely on clumsy weapons, herein lies reason. Ixali Beast superior in battle do they make us, yet same claws in crafting inferior do they render us. The Dozal Cooline, an instrument panel she needs, a fine panel with fine levers and knobs, keep your pilot in control they shall. Require much care in crafting, do such things, proper equipment one must have, yet proper equipment have you not. In the hands of the wicked it does lie, at the observatorium it does lie, watched over by the featherless ones such as you. Tempter Templeton, a man malfaciant. Lusty for coin he is, lusty like Aldan, lusty like beggar. Scratch his lusty itch you must, scratch with biased claw. Biased claw from the monsters in the west. Scratch his lusty itch and facilities yours they shall be, but remember first his game you must play, materials he must inspect, approval he must give. So basically it seems that these next series of quests are all going to be in the observatorium. So it says a long way to the top. It said Rosal Catland the Prudent requests the aid of a disciple of hand with sufficient elbow grease to see her smoothly through a difficult task, and the quest is called A Long Way to the Top. So do's on me understeady, do's on me understeady. Comes he does, soon he does, looking for imperfections he is, looking for blood he is, my blood he is, if my blood he has, your blood I claim. Now the Dozal Coolan, an aerodynamo she needs, a fine dynamo with fine dampeners. Keep the internal gyroscope from vibrating they shall, keep the flyers from failing they shall. Require extreme care in crafting, do such things, the steady is watching. he is. Proper equipment one must have, yet proper equipment have you not. In the hands of Soulful it does rest, Observatorium it does rest, watched over by featherless ones such as you. Temptalon, a man most corrupt, a man most indolent. Idle he lies, like a swine in the sty he lies, like a corse in the crypt he lies. Tempt his listless logger you must. Tempt him with the promise of eternal indolence. Tempt him with your willingness to work and facilities yours they shall be, but remember first his game you must play, materials he must inspect, approval he must give. Okay, so basically all three of these quests are at the Observatorium and I have to get him something. So anyway, so we're now back at the Eccat 9 Municipal, because this person will give us the quota quest, which will give 50 reputation every single day. So the Eccat 9 Municipal has a job fit for an adventurer. Okay, so you already know what this quest is about. It's about turning in the items to the foreman, and now my quota has gone up to 450 because of my rank. So the ones which have a star next to them will give you extra reward. So I will need to make 3 of these items at Elm Patterns, Iron Culinary Knife, Steel Joint Plate, I guess, and then we'll see. Yeah, I'll see about crafting those later on, but for now let's head to the Observatorium. Thankfully the Observatorium is not actually that far from here. Tell you what, it'd probably be quicker for me to just teleport to North Shroud and run from there. Save myself a few seconds. So this is the way you want to go if you want to get to the Kuyorfa Central Highlands. I'm always keeping it in my mind the most efficient way of getting to the next rank, but I only need to consider that when I'm getting close to a rank. Otherwise it's just a case of do whatever gives you the highest reputation every day. So for today's example, I only did 2 quests to get to the maximum towards rank 3, but then now I've accepted the 3 new quests and also have one more allowance to allow me to do the 50 reputation. So in theory I am still doing the maximum. Okay, so we need to go to these spots first to get the materials that we need before we talk to the various people. So that's what's interesting about these Beast Tribe quests, is that it is a combination of both fighting and crafting. So I do wonder if they ever add in another set of quests in the future which relies on gathering. Okay, so we got a Bias Claw. I'm also as well getting very close to my Novus. I just need 11 more Alexandrites and I'm done. So that would be an interesting quest. And also as well, in terms of upgrading using Oils of Time, the only item I've got left to upgrade is my neck piece. So by the time I get my Novus, I'll probably upgrade the neck piece as well, and then I'll be full item level 110. And it is just something that you work on day by day. And you will get there. As long as you keep doing something, then you will get there. So I wonder if they have any surprise announcements for us when they do the live letters today. I guess we'll see. Okay, so use a shear knife prepared from a... Oh, I see. So we cut the beard off the croc. That makes sense. Okay, so all 3 of these quests are right at the observatorium. Okay, here is do Vix Creox. So here to toss the snow with a winter drunk Sutler. Sorry, lass, but I haven't the time for fun today. I am waiting on a sieving little rotter who was supposed to be here hell's bells ago to take on a package of questionable questionables. Oh, you're the swiving little rotter? Well then, pardon the lack of proper greeting, but I am not holding onto this pile of bird shite any longer. Take it away afore I call the knights over and have you arrested for possession of unholy idols. And tell that Tataramu he can shove any future deliveries straight up his windward passage. Okay, can we go in here? Okay. Let's talk to Temptalon. Give in these quests. So it says, do you ever wonder why I'm always standing? It's because everything in this frozen hell is colder than a heretic's heart. That's why. Anywhere I sit, I'm likely to freeze my royal arse right off, and I've grown quite attached to her rousy highness as of late. So let's hand over the ballast component materials. It says materials required to craft components for an airship's ballast. And the feral croc beard, it says, is not commonly known outside of boreal climes of Cleophas that when woven into a mesh, the whiskers of a feral croc are excellent at preventing the escape of heat. Okay. So it says, why, how convenient, a feral croc beard. Did you know these whiskers can be woven into a cloth that will protect the buttocks from cold? I suppose I could protect other parts of one's person from cold as well, but an arse can be especially susceptible to wintry climes. Very well then, you are free to use the facilities here as you see fit. Just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. And I suppose you shall be wanting those materials returned as well. Did I inspect them thoroughly? I don't know. Did it appear that I did? Good then. Okay. So let's turn in the next quest. So it says, oh, whatever will I do? Without the biased, whatever will I do? Okay, let's hand over the materials. So it says, materials required to craft components for an airship's main instrument panel, and the frighteningly long and sharp claw of a biased. This is why, if it isn't a biased claw, how approps? He minus that appendage would have left me stuck in a pickle without a paddle, or something like that. You see, I promised a certain sutler I'd sell one, before recalling I had little talent at, well, slaying things and such, and hence my dilemma. Without that claw, not only would I appear the fool in the eyes of that swiving sutler, but I'd also be forced to use my own coin to purchase that cask of red that I'm having delivered later this evening. But lo, my dilemma is solved. Very well then, you are free to use the facilities here as you see fit. Just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. And I suppose you'll be wanting these materials returned as well. Did I inspect them thoroughly? I don't know. Did it appear that I did? Good then. Okay, it seems like the cutting corners type. So it says, another shifty-eyed adventurer here to take advantage of poor Temptalon, are we? Well, I'll have you know, I am a vertebral rock, unmoved by the ungentlemanly jostlings of the world's never-do-wells, unbroken by the pounding pleas of hollow-hearted heels. Unless there is something in it for me, of course. A rolling stone gathers no moss, but why would I want moss when I could have things? And one thing I could use right now is a pair of healthy adventurer legs to carry this important timetable up to an ungodly amount of stairs, though I suppose a pair would be two things. Present the document to Joyce at the apex of the astroscope tower and return with her signature so that I may know you did not simply run over to the pub and kill a bell or three. What? Where's the trust? I did not get to where I am today by placing my faith in every vagrant and vagabond that came a tapping on my door. Okay, so let's go get that signature before we do crafting. And the good thing is that I can use my mount to get to the very top. So sparing my legs and using my trusty chocobo. I am still meaning to recolor my chocobo as well, which I'll be doing in an upcoming episode. Okay, here is Josie. So, at unknown face, or perhaps simply a face forgotten, far too many people pass through the tower to remember all of them. Have you business with me? So here's the Highwind Skyways timetable. It says, despite the effort put into meticulously scheduling the scores of flights throughout the realm, the sad truth is that each and every airship will more than likely both arrive and depart late. The timetable I requested. I was beginning to wonder when that do-nothing dullard from the Skyways would bring it to me. And why does it not surprise me that he found someone to see the task for him? You say that he wants my signature as proof of your delivery? Absolutely not. Who knows what he will use for it? Not leaving, are you? Very well then, I shall sign, but with my offhand and only my initials. Now off with you. Okay. Now remember that you don't die falling from any distance as long as you're not in combat. You'll always survive with 1 HP. But if you're in combat and you fall too far, then yeah, you will die. Okay, it's Temptalon. So it says, you didn't actually walk up all those stairs, did you? So let's hand over the component. It says, materials required to craft components for an airship's aerodynamo, and Joyce's signature. A signature donating the fact that Joyce has received a copy of the current Highwind Skyways timetable. And over. So it says, you did, didn't you? And here, I was all ready to let you use the facilities anyway. Go on then, get at it. Just try not to damage anything. A lot of unnecessary paperwork that would be. And I suppose you shall be wanting these materials returned as well. Did I inspect them thoroughly? I don't know. Did it appear that I did? Good then. Okay. So now we can use the facilities. I don't know if these are actually the facilities or whatever. So let me equip the right gloves. So I need to make these ones. So let's, and yeah, all of it has to be high quality as well. Okay, simple size. Done. That's the 3 items made, so let's now return to the Exile camp. So, are you all enjoying the Ixali Beast Tribe? I think it's kind of fun. It's definitely different, that's for sure. So I guess by the time here we go, finishing components. I'm guessing this will be some of the final items that we need. And see here, difficulty 120. So it's not so difficult really. Anyway, here is Rockhalant the Prudent. Let's turn in this one. So it says, waited over long I have, but less component or disappointment do you bring? So let's hand over the component. It says a component to be used in creating the Duzal Kulan's ballast. The component and of quality is, cease to amaze you do not, featherless one. Therefore cease to request aid we shall not. An exile joke that was, free to laugh you are, go on. Okay, that's finished. Next quest. So for components I wait, for excuses I do not. Money time it is. Let's hand it over. It says a component to be used to creating the Duzal Kulan's main instrument panel. So yet another sound piece you bring, yet confounded I remain. Mistrust the featherless ones we did, for so long we did. In our hearts much hate do we harbour, despite recent relations do we still harbour. Yet still your hand you lent, your judgment you refused. To recognise his quality within you, wise was the chieftain. Why, it is that chieftain he is, and but counter of knots I remain. That's complete. Next, the aerodrome component you have completed. Inspect first I must, my neck, our necks, in danger they are. So let's say aerodynamo component. It says a component to be used in creating the Duzal Kulan's aerodynamo. Hand over. So passable your work is, please Duzal will be, saved our necks are, headed you may remain for now. So that's complete. And that's 20. So I was just doing some quick maths in my head, so given that these give 20 each, I mean 60 plus the delivery quest will be 50, that's 110. And you can still do the rank 2 quests, which is 17 each. So adding that all together, you're looking at potentially 144 rep per day maximum for rank 3, which means, given that I only have the 50 to do today, then 400 remaining. So 400 divided by 144 means in 3 days I will hit rank 4. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I will do the the quest after the end of this video. So thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.